What if I told you you could keep eating sweet foods every single day and still improve your metabolism, reduce inflammation, and even think more clearly? No extreme dieting, no cutting carbs, no suffering, just one simple swap. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, here we go again, another health hack that disappears in 2 weeks, this one is different because this isn't about trends. It's about chemistry. The difference between sugar and honey is not just what you taste on your tongue, it's what your cells experience after. One creates spikes, crashes, and stress. The other, it behaves more like a controlled fuel system. So what actually happens inside your body if you completely replace sugar with honey? And more importantly, is it really better or just a healthier sounding illusion? Let's break it down. Chapter 1. The molecular makeup difference. Let's start at the smallest level. Molecules, because this is where the entire story begins. Table sugar, scientifically known as sucrose, is a refined compound made of two simple sugars, glucose and fructose. But here's the catch. It's been processed so heavily that it arrives in your body stripped of everything else. No fiber, no nutrients, no protective compounds, just pure, fast-acting sweetness. It's basically the fast food of carbohydrates. Quick, intense, and not exactly subtle. Honey, on the other hand, is not just sugar, it's a biological mixture. Yes, it contains glucose and fructose, but also enzymes like invertase, trace minerals, amino acids, and a whole category of compounds called polyphenols. Think of polyphenols as tiny chemical shields. They help neutralize oxidative stress, the kind of stress that slowly damages your cells over time. Now here's where things get dramatic. When you eat refined sugar, your blood glucose rises rapidly. Your body panics a little. Why is there so much sugar all at once? So it releases insulin fast and aggressively. This causes a spike, followed by a crash. And that crash, that's when you feel tired, irritable, and suddenly craving more sugar. It's not lack of discipline. It's chemistry playing tricks on you. Honey behaves differently. Because of its composition, it has a lower glycemic index, meaning the sugar enters your bloodstream more gradually. No shock wave, no emergency insulin response, just a smoother, more controlled rise. It's like the difference between lighting a match versus slowly turning up a dimmer switch. Same light, completely different experience. Chapter 2. Metabolic shift in energy regulation. Now let's zoom into your metabolism, where things start to get really interesting. When you consume large amounts of refined sugar, especially fructose, your liver becomes the main processing center. And your liver is efficient, but it has limits. When overwhelmed, it converts excess fructose into fat. This contributes to increased triglycerides, fat accumulation in the liver, and long-term metabolic dysfunction. Now here's where honey changes the equation. Honey contains a balanced ratio of glucose to fructose. This allows your body to absorb glucose quickly for immediate energy, while processing fructose more gradually. The result? More stable glycogen levels, which means your body has a steady energy reserve. So instead of energy spike to crash to craving to repeat, you get something closer to steady energy leads to sustained focus, leads to fewer cravings. And let's be honest, most people don't eat sugar because they're hungry. They eat it because they're crashing. Now let's talk inflammation, because this is the silent driver behind a lot of modern health problems. High sugar intake has been linked to increased inflammatory markers in the body. This doesn't always show up immediately, but over time it contributes to fatigue, weight gain, insulin resistance, and chronic disease. Honey, thanks to its antioxidant content, may actually help reduce some of this inflammatory activity. So instead of constantly triggering stress responses, it may help your body stay in a more balanced state. Now here's a question most people don't ask. Does honey actually make you feel full? Because if it doesn't, you'll just eat more anyway. This brings us to ghrelin, your hunger hormone. Sugar spikes your blood glucose quickly, and when it crashes, ghrelin rises. That's your body saying, hey, we need more food, immediately. Honey's slower absorption may help regulate this response, meaning you're less likely to binge, snack constantly, or feel out of control around sweets. So in a strange way, honey might not just change what you eat, it might change how often you feel like eating. Chapter 3. The Microbiome and Digestive Transformation. Now let's go deeper into your gut, because this is where things quietly determine your overall health. Inside your digestive system are trillions of microorganisms, your gut microbiome, and what you eat directly determines which ones thrive. Sugar feeds the wrong team, harmful bacteria, yeast overgrowth, and microbial imbalance. This is why high sugar diets are often linked to bloating, irregular digestion, and even skin issues. It's not just about calories, it's about ecosystem management. Honey, on the other hand, acts as a prebiotic, meaning it feeds beneficial bacteria, especially bifidobacteria, which play a key role in gut health. Now here's something fascinating. Honey also has natural antibacterial properties. So while it feeds the good bacteria, it can actually suppress harmful ones. Sugar does the opposite. It's like inviting troublemakers to a party and then wondering why everything gets chaotic. So when you replace sugar with honey, you're not just changing digestion, you're rebalancing your internal ecosystem. Many people notice reduced bloating, smoother digestion, less discomfort after meals, and here's the underrated part. Your gut is connected to your brain, so improving your gut health can also affect your mood, focus, and mental clarity. Chapter 4. The Brain on Natural Nectar. Now let's talk about your brain, because this is where the difference becomes very noticeable. Sugar creates a cycle that your brain quickly gets used to. Spike to pleasure to crash to craving. This loop is driven by dopamine, the neurotransmitter linked to reward and motivation. That's why sugar can feel addictive. Not because you're weak, but because your brain is being trained. Honey interacts with this system differently. Its slower glucose release means fewer extreme dopamine spikes, less dramatic crashes, and more stable mental energy. So instead of feeling focused to tired to craving to distracted, you may experience more consistent clarity throughout the day. And then there's brain fog, that heavy, sluggish feeling after eating too much sugar. Part of that comes from rapid blood sugar fluctuations. Honey helps reduce those fluctuations. And those polyphenols we mentioned earlier, they have neuroprotective properties, helping to reduce oxidative stress in brain cells. Now let's talk about something unexpected. Sleep. Yes, your sweetener choice can affect your sleep. When your blood sugar drops too low at night, your body releases stress hormones like cortisol. This can wake you up or prevent deep sleep. Honey's more stable glucose release may help maintain nighttime energy balance, reducing those disruptions. So you may experience deeper sleep, fewer wake-ups, better recovery, and better sleep means better everything. Chapter 5. Long-term health implications. Now let's zoom out. What happens over time? Weeks, months, maybe even years. Research suggests that replacing refined sugar with natural alternatives like honey may lead to improvements in LDL cholesterol, triglyceride levels, and overall cardiovascular health. Why? Because you're reducing the constant metabolic stress on your body. Less inflammation, less oxidative damage, more stability. But let's keep this real. Honey is not magic. It still contains calories. If you overconsume it, you can still gain weight. So this is not about eat unlimited honey and become healthy. That's how you accidentally turn tea into dessert soup. The real advantage is this. Sugar gives you empty calories. Honey gives you functional calories. Calories that come with added biological effects. So the transformation is not just about weight, it's about shifting your body from chaos to control, spikes to stability, stress to recovery. So the next time you reach for something sweet, Pause for a second, because you're not just choosing flavor, you're choosing how your body responds. Every bite, every molecule is a signal. The question is, what kind of signal are you sending? If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Real Science Maverick, and turn on notifications because the next video might completely change how you understand your body.